evening for almost everybody, unless you're watching outside the U.S., which we are not. We are in the U.S. We are in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, so welcome to the live stream. Good to see everybody here. Good to see Brown Eyed Girl and Lil and JP. JP's in Japan, it looks like. It's morning there, I think, so maybe he's going to grab some breakfast.
Maybe he's going to the lounge.
Yeah, could be.
And getting breakfast.
Get some ramen for us in Japan.
For real, yeah. Ramen sounds good right now.
Welcome everybody. It is good to be back. We have finally got our feet under us. The jet lag is wearing off, and we're starting to feel like normal after 2 weeks. The cruise didn't really help with that situation.
It did not, because we didn't take into account the fact that we were going to be switching time zones over to Alaska time zone, which was 1 more hour back from Pacific. And you know, you don't think to yourself that like an hour is going to make a big difference. But when you're in the middle of jet lag and you're almost there, to get 1 more hour back really does mess things up.
It does. Welcome everybody coming in. Retired Life Mexico, Kevin and Shotzi, welcome. RM. Hey, those are my initials. From the Bay Area. And we were just in the Bay Area.
That's right. We just left your area.
Yeah. Welcome, Elizabeth. Glad to have you here. We're excited to have everybody. Hey, Ted, how's it going? Yeah, new haircut. I don't know, me or you?
I don't know.
Who got a haircut?
Neither of us got a haircut.
That's probably just like...
I took a shower this afternoon and I left my hair down because I can't put my hair down in Southeast Asia. I have really long hair. I don't know if you could see that. It goes all the way like down here. But I usually have it in a bun in Southeast Asia, because if I don't, my hair would probably be hitting the side of Rob's head from how poofy it would be. It turns into a giant lion's mane if it's on the loose. So that's how come in Southeast Asia, I keep my hair in a nice little bun and keep it from hitting anybody.
Yeah, that's a preventative measure for Asia. Is no long hair. No long hair, no long pants.
Yeah, this is what my hair normally looks like. It's just down. Nothing fancy.
Brown Eyed Girl, we were just talking almost time for hockey the last night. We're going to watch some before we go back. So we're excited. Yeah, we just rode the Coast-Star Light, Elizabeth, a couple days ago.
That's right.
You need to probably take a Uber from LAX to the train station, though.
Yeah,
I would not don't ride the metro there.
No, strongly discourage you riding the metro. Please take an Uber.
Yeah, definitely do that. So
for your safety.
We're gonna talk today about a lot of the deals we're making hotel-wise. We've got a lot of tips for you, things like that. But we also are going to answer your questions. So if you have questions about travel, YouTube, anything you want to talk about, we can talk about all that today too. So we're game for questions today, and we got a whole list of stuff.
We'll even address keeping humidity out of my hair. Thank you, Kevin, for thinking about my hair. It's funny because I grew up in Florida. We have quite a bit of humidity in South Florida, and obviously it was still pretty poofy then. But I would usually just keep my hair in braids, which is what you see me wearing a lot of times too, outside of the bun.
Yeah, we don't use the flyaway shuttle, Elizabeth, because our daughter lives in LA and she just picks us up.
Yeah, she's our Uber.
She's our flyaway shuttle. So I don't know. You'd have to ask. Someone else might know about that situation. She'd probably come pick you up too if you ask her on your channel.
Although last time her boyfriend took us to the train station.
Yeah.
So he was shuttling us around.
Thank you, AK. Appreciate that. Julie wants to know about the travel router. Do you know if it's a booster as well? I don't think it is. I don't think it's a booster. There are some more tech-savvy people than us on travel routers on here, though, so maybe they would know that. But I'm pretty sure it's not. Hey, Nancy. 4 Chains Travel. Hello from the DMV. Love the shirt, says Joseph.
I'm assuming they mean your shirt.
Yeah, I don't know if you
couldn't
can see the
possibly
shirt.
be mine.
Anybody know what that means? Pizza. We'll answer that later on if you don't know what pizza means. Yeah. How often do you get a new credit card? We don't get them that often.
Mm-mm.
We don't really get them that often. If one comes along that's gonna meet our, like, really enhance what we're doing, then we will get it and we will go all in. But you know, we don't just get them just for the sake of getting tons of them. A lot of people do that, but we don't. But it's too hard to keep track of them, and the annual fees can add up. But there are a lot of them that are just no-brainers. Like the IHG one is a no-brainer. If you're gonna stay on Hyatt, that one's no-brainer. A couple of the Chase ones are, and then the ones for status, like the MX Platinum, we have that. So we don't have a ton, but we do have quite a few.
Yeah, there are some people who have, like, each person has like 20 something. So it's like trying to keep track of like 40 something cards.
Let's see. Renee's asking, they say you can't take power trips on our Carnival cruise from Washington to Sydney and going to keep going, so we will need it. Will there be an issue? I don't think so.
They give it back to you is the thing. They'll
would take it.
Yeah, they take it from you on the cruise. They'll scan it. They're really good at it. People try to hide them all the time in their bags. You can't hide it from them. They're going to find it. But they will confiscate it. And then at the end of the cruise, when they give you the debarkation information, they'll tell you where you need to go pick up the confiscated items. So they'll take the stuff from you, but they will give it back to you at the end when you get off the ship.
Also, what we've done is we just buy the strips and the power adapters in Asia sometimes too. Like if we need extra ones, you can get them there too, and you know they'll work pretty good. We go to in Thailand, it's like we end up in Mr. DIY like once a year getting another little power pack thing. So you can get especially if you're like looking for extension cords or like the strips, they definitely have those. So not that big of a deal. Yeah, Little Caesars, everybody. It is. But it's actually.
Yeah, but why Little Caesars?
Why Little Caesars?
Tell them why.
It's a Detroit.
So Homer.
Homer.
And
you can't see the bottom, but it says.
If you know anything about Detroit, Little Caesars are they the owners still?
The Illiches were the owners, and I don't know if they're still the owners. I think his son might.
Well, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Is the owners of Little Caesars owned the Detroit Tigers baseball team.
Yeah.
And so that's what the Homer reference. Yes, it was for Little Caesars, but for the Tigers.
Yeah. Let's see. Robin's asking, are the free nights from points from travel spending and buying on sale really enough to bring down the rates so much for hotel rates? Yeah, it is. It's really cheap, especially if you're doing IHG. What brings it down is points rates are way cheaper than cash rates, because if you get the credit card, you get your 4th night free. So right off the bat, 25% is off the charge. And then when you pay with points, you don't end up spending any fees, taxes, all that stuff. Like we paid a cash rate here a little while ago. It was $150 for the hotel. And then like the final bill was $196. So I was like, it's 25% more. With taxes, fees, and all that. Well, a $150 hotel with points would have only been like, $110, $115 because you would have got the 4th night free. So it almost cuts the price in half doing it with points instead of paying cash.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the fact that if you're paying with points, it's refundable. You can always either switch or cancel your reservation, which we do all the time with absolutely no problems, no repercussions, no loss of points. They tell you, basically you can usually cancel like up until like the day before, I don't know that we've canceled that close, but we've canceled within like a few days of the arrival day before because something changed. We try not to cancel if we don't have to, but you know, you end up having to switch gears sometimes. But that is actually a huge perk, I think, also is that it's refundable, whereas if you're doing a cash rate, then you have to do a cash refundable rate or just, you know, kind of take the hit.
Yeah. Nancy says, really enjoying the retirement travel course and the community. Really appreciate that. The community is really popping right now. If you're in the retirement travel Jumpstart course, you get access to the community. It's really great. Lots of great conversations going on in there. And we just announced, if you're in the community and you haven't been in there in the last few days, I think 2 days ago we announced a group trip for everyone in the retirement travel Jumpstart course and community. We are going to Da Nang, Vietnam next May, and we're inviting all of you to come with us. We have a hotel booked there. Several people from the community have already booked it, booked flights, booked the hotel. We got an awesome deal. Yes, we're gonna get you to use points to get it if you want, but it's incredible. It's like $40 something a night for the hotel on the beach. Amazing. So it's gonna be a week of us just hanging out with you and everyone in the community. It's going to be invaluable, not only for us, but for you, because just meeting people and seeing like, oh, this person's, oh, they were just in Kuala Lumpur, they're going to tell us what they did. Just the exchange of information is going to be amazing, plus an amazing good time. It's a great city. It's inexpensive. It's just going to be great. So
yeah,
all the details are in there, in the community. There's a post in there. If you want to go, leave us a message in the community that you're planning to go, just so we kind of have an idea of how many people are going.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few people in already who have purchased, who have already booked their hotel stay and have already bought their flights there. So we're really excited about that, looking forward to it. But we also still have the cruise that's still open.
Yeah.
And that one is for both the YouTube course community and the retirement travel Jumpstart course community. So the cruise is for both right now. Da Nang is just for the retirement travel Jumpstart.
Yeah. Retired Life Mexico asks, on the cruise, can we have a TubeBuddy tutorial, please? Yes, I will give you a tutorial on anything you want on the cruise. That's the whole point of these trips, the meetups in Da Nang and the cruise, and this is to, you know, we want to learn from you, but also whatever we can share with you that you can learn from us is great. So, you know, it's kind of like a hands-on. Sometimes it's easier. Some questions are easier answered in person.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to see how to make a Photoshop thumbnail, maybe it's easier in person. Or maybe you're struggling with something else. So
yeah, sometimes you just have to like watch someone do it up close. Sometimes that helps too.
Yes. Renee wants to know if I am a Detroiter. Grew up there. Love the D. I am actually from Flint, Michigan, near Flint. But I was born in Grand Rapids. But I went to high school near Flint. But that's pretty close to Detroit. So, you know, I am a Lions, Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings fan.
When we met in college, I said, "Where in Michigan are you from?" And he put his hand up and started to show me, and I was like, "What does that mean?" Now I know.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Proudly from Flint. Let's see. Ted LaSilva says, so far I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase IHG card. Need to get the Chase World of Hyatt when I return, and more often the Amex Platinum. Yeah, those are good ones. Definitely good ones. Also, the Chase Business Inc. Would be a good one. There's a ton of points for that. Yeah, it's not me. Seven's asking if we've noticed perks not being granted by Marriott. I have to say, we haven't noticed it because we haven't been to Marriott that much. Because we started this year like saying we're going to try to get status in every single hotel and what would be the best. And honestly, Marriott has been one of the bigger losers of the year. Not to spoil it at the end of the year, but it's just not been, Marriott's not been our favorite.
Well, and it just hasn't had the best options in very many places is the thing. So that makes it a lot harder to book when there's such a and there's a better deal with a different brand, then go with the one that's got the better deal or the better offering. Like if you can get, a suite upgrade somewhere, or if you can get a suite upgrade and free breakfast or the lounge or whatever, it's much harder to pass up on those things and, book a Marriott that is going to be okay. So that's really what has happened so far.
Yeah.
In our findings on the road.
Yeah, Ronan. I did the same thing. They said they got the IHG card with the nights instead of the points.
Yeah.
You always want to get the points, not the nights, with the welcome offer for the IHG card. I got the nights. We're gonna use them here this year, but the points are so much better. So Foodie's Vacation is saying saying she's got 4 cards, I think. Let's see, Sapphire Bonvoy, Freedom. You can have 5 cards that you opened in the last 24 months, but that counts all cards, not just your Chase cards. So if you open like an Amex card or a Citi card or a Capital One card, that counts against it as well. And you can't have, once you have 5 in a 24-month period, you can't get any more. Now, after 24 months, you can get another one. So they kind of roll off there. So let's see, Travel Strategist is right now. Well, we're gonna be there in, I don't know how many months away it is.
Keep it warm
Keep
for
it warm
us.
for us, yeah. Scout out some restaurants. That's great. So
Yeah, we actually have some other friends who are there right now. They keep posting all these places. I'm like, ooh, that place looks good. Let me put that down for breakfast or lunch one day.
Yeah. No, Brown Eye Girl, our cruise did not stop in Vancouver. Did it? I don't think it did.
No.
It was a blur. The whole cruise was a blur. I don't remember where we went.
It was really fun though, but it was a blur.
Yeah.
If you watched our social media, you would see, we did see a lot of very cool stuff. We got to see a bald eagle. We saw whales, humpback whales, all kinds of really cool stuff. But yeah, it was kind of a blur. 10 days just went, whoo, gone.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, appreciate you, Kevin. Wish you could join us there. That would be great. So yeah, Julie's asking about the router. The router does several things. One of the things that's annoying when you travel as much as we do is, like, if you're in a hotel for a night and you have like 9 or 10 devices we have to connect to the hotel Wi-Fi. But if you connect them to the router, you only have to connect the router to it. And then you can set the router up with the VPN so that everything you connect to the router is also automatically on a VPN. So you don't have to also annoyingly set every single device up with a VPN. So it saves you a ton of time making yourself safe, basically.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier, like when we're traveling like we are right now, a more fast mode. From place to place, you don't have to waste the time in every single location trying to set that up.
Yeah. Let's see. Valerie's asking about the 20% Hyatt points offer. It's a pretty decent sale if you're gonna use the points right away. Like, for instance, we just booked like 24 nights in Japan at the Hihouse Shibuya, which, if you go look at what the rates are for that, it's $500 a night for that hotel. It's Tokyo, so that's normal. But the rooms were available for as little as 12,000 points a night, and at the sale she's talking about, which is going on right now, there should be a link in the description to that sale. You can buy the points. They end up being like 1.9 cents per point, so that would be a little bit less than $240 a night for that hotel if you used points, versus $500 plus whatever taxes they put on if you use cash. Now the trick there is that's an ultra popular hotel, so that they run out of points rooms real quick. But that happens at most hotels, so you can almost always get a better rate. So if you check the points versus the cash rate, it might work out in your favor. Probably will, to buy the points.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to Da Nang. Yeah, David's coming with us to Da
That's
Nang.
right. He's
Yeah.
in.
If you have a router question, I think David can answer it too. So people were asking about the router earlier. Let's see.
Welcome, Vicky.
Yes, very much welcome.
Let's see, what is Vic? Did Vicky have a question? Yeah, should I hold on to points nights? Here.
I don't see. Should I hold on to... I have not seen them actually offering points for a while now. I've seen them offering it. I don't know. I haven't looked today. Yeah, if they're offering nights, I would probably wait till they're offering points. But it's definitely better to get points. Yeah. No, the router generally doesn't work on a cruise because it's just you can't get it to work. It's just too much.
Too much instability.
You can generally use an Android phone hotspot on a cruise, and that will work, but not an iPhone one for some reason.
You cannot. Yeah, we have tried.
Yeah, Foodies wants to know: does slow travel make fast travel seem like a blur? Yeah, it does.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have time to really take your time when you're doing slow travel. You don't have to do stuff every day. You know, you could do something once a week if you're there for 3 months. But if you're someplace for 4 days, then you're like, go, 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 go. And by the time you leave that place, you're like, okay, what happened there? But now we don't, even in fast travel mode, because we still go to a lot of places that we've been to before. Like we're in Seattle, Washington. We've been here many times before. So, you know, you do kind of different things each time. And you don't feel like you have to run through and do everything.
Yeah. Let's see.
Also, I think Joseph was trying to make more work for us by telling us we should do a channel about sporting events in other countries. Well, guess what, Joseph? Already did that. That's actually on the Travel Asia with Ali channel. All the baseball games that we go to. If you guys know, we're huge baseball fans, which we already went to go see the Mariners here in Seattle. But we're huge baseball fans all the way around, and we have gone to games in Asia. If you haven't seen the videos of the games in Japan on Travel Asia with Ali, even if you don't like baseball, it is so fun. I think it's such an incredible cultural experience to go to a baseball game in Japan. It should be included in all travels to Japan if you travel there during the season, because it is amazing.
Yeah. Vicky's asking about Hihouse Shibuya. I'm going to give you a tip here in just a minute on how to get that. I have found a little secret about that. I'll try to see. I have to look it up here, but I'll try to find it for you. But there is a definite trick to getting the Hihouse Shibuya. So let's see. Megan's super excited to go on the Mexico cruise. We're excited too. It's coming up very soon. I did want to say, if we do have there's also a community for people going on the group cruise. We haven't put the Da Nang trip in there yet. So if you're watching this and you're going on the group cruise and you haven't been added to the group community, message me in one of the other communities and I will add you to that community, because that's where everybody's talking about like what shore excursions are going on, what hotel they're staying at, all that stuff. So if it slipped through the cracks, because some of you have said in here in the chat that you're going, but your name on the screen here is different than the name in the community, so I wasn't able to match them
Trying
up.
to match up the people with the names, sometimes they're a little bit different.
Yeah, so if you're going on the cruise and you're not in the group community, let me know and I will add you to it as soon as I can.
Yeah, so that's the hard part about making sure we have all the right people in the right places.
Let's see. Yeah, Ted, the baseball games were awesome. We did go to the Giants Stadium. It was...
it's one of the better ones, but our
ones.
absolute favorite one was in Sendai. The Rakuten Golden Eagles. Oh my gosh, that stadium is probably still our favorite.
Yeah.
Of all the ones we've been to, but the Tokyo Giants Tokyo Dome was pretty cool too. It's at the very top of the list.
All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the topic of the day because we never really got into that, and that is just, and then we're going to get, so leave your questions in the chat while we're doing this. because then we'll have a big queue of them to get back to. But we've noticed some things just being back in the United States, and one of the things was a lot of people are asking us about like sticker shock. There is definitely some sticker shock, but like the thing about this is that you can use this to your advantage, and these hotel programs, if you're going to be traveling around like we did when we started the year, we decided not a lot of people were doing this, where you're going to go rack up a bunch of nights just to get status and then use it in other parts of the world. We went to Vietnam. We got our 40 nights in very inexpensively because we booked it on the 11/11 sale. And then we got all these statuses, and now at the end of the year we're using them, and they are really coming in much more valuably than we thought they would, aren't they?
Than we even imagined. Even just this morning we were talking about it. Well, one of the things we did was something that we earned from those stays that we did, at a lower rate in Asia, is really going to help us to really keep the cost down here in the US. And one of those things is actually the hotel room that we're sitting in. We're staying in a junior suite, and we booked this room with points. We have booked a regular room, and then we got what do you call a Milestone Reward. Used a Milestone Reward confirmable suite upgrade and upgraded to this junior suite, and it's actually amazing. And then on top of that, they gave us free breakfast in the restaurant downstairs every day. And I was talking to one of the waiters who was saying, you're looking at almost $40 for this breakfast. If you get something to drink and the breakfast, it really adds up. That's per person. So you're saving a ton of money that way, because food can be really expensive. Plus the other thing too is then you don't have to like leave the hotel to get breakfast. Usually for breakfast we either like to eat something in the room, or whatever we're in, Airbnb or whatever, or order something so that we don't have to leave the building that we're in for breakfast. We don't usually eat breakfast out somewhere, but it's nice to be able to have that breakfast down there. Just go down to second floor, have our breakfast, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, he said the breakfast this morning was $42, and we were just thinking, we just booked the hotel with breakfast included in Da Nang for $42. So it's like, it really does make sense to, when you're traveling the world, stay for long periods of time in these places, you rack up your status, and then when you come back, that's $42 breakfast per person. So we saved $84 yesterday morning, and then we're also getting, like, we were at the Intercontinental San Francisco. They gave us the breakfast, the tea time, and the dinner because of that status that we earned in Vietnam. And we were looking at the prices of the food in San Francisco. It was easily going to cost us $140 to $150 a day for all of the food that we ate on a daily basis, 8 days in San Francisco. That would have cost us $1,000 in food if we had to go eat out for every one of those meals.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, when you go to these hotels that are really inexpensive and you can stay there for a month and you get the high tier status, it really is the way to maximize your hotel stays and your hotel savings throughout the year, because it makes an incredible difference. Then you get all the rewards that go along with it.
Exactly. On top of that, getting like the upgrades and just food and beverage credits and things like that. We're actually going to do that today. We decided, maybe after this live, we're going to go down to the restaurant and have dinner. It's going to be free because we're just going to use food and beverage credits that we have on the account that we've piled up for the nights that we've stayed.
Yeah. Sendai, Ted, is a great place to go. Great stadium. Scott and KB asking, is there still time to get on the Mexican cruise? How do we sign up? Yes, still time. It is for anyone that's in either of the YouTube or the Retirement Travel Jumpstart communities, which are part of the courses that we have on both things. So the link to those are in the description. If you sign up for the course, you're automatically added to the community, and all the details are in there. I haven't checked today. It's not like you just book the cruise through the cruise line, so I think there's still room on the cruise. I haven't checked today to see if it's sold out or anything.
I think it's sold out yet, but it's probably more limited on the rooms that they have available.
Yeah, it is getting less and less room on there. But definitely that, and then also the Da Nang trip in Vietnam in May is for members of the Retirement Travel Jumpstart course and community. So that's going to be just awesome. The cruise is going to be awesome. We love meeting people like that because it's just a great exchange of ideas. That's what this is all about, is that we're all doing the same thing and we can help each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, and it's just really nice to just share that information in the community.
Let's see. Julia is asking about using points on cruises. We don't use points on cruises that much. I mean, you can use like your Amex and your Chase points to book a cruise through the portal, but you don't get as good of a redemption value doing that. Every once in a while, you can use your Chase points to book a Virgin cruise, like once a year, and that's an incredible value when they do that one.
Yeah, that one's really amazing. People get super excited about that. Which also, before we forget too, we have talked about this before, but we'll have all our ducks in a row here in September, and in October, we're launching our first newsletter.
Yeah, newsletter's coming.
You were probably wondering what I was going to say. You were like, what is she talking about? I could tell by the look on your face.
I was like, launching. We had to wait until we came back to the U.S. A lot of people have signed up for the newsletter. You haven't missed it. We couldn't.
It didn't go to your spam folder.
We couldn't send it out until we had a P.O. box legally to do that. So we had to wait till we got back to the U.S., get the P.O. box. Now that's just like a requirement of sending out newsletters. So now we can finally send out the newsletter next month. So if you want to be in on
everything will be sorted.
You know one thing, we're not gonna spam you with a lot because we have sent out 0 newsletters in 6 months. So but when we get a really good deal, we're gonna send it out in there. So,
we're just sending out good deals and good info.
Only good deals.
Nobody hates spam more than we do.
Yeah, I signed up for something and I get like 2 emails a day from them. I'm like, why?
It's exhausting.
Why are they doing this? I'm not going to do that. I don't even read my own email twice a day. So, David, thanks. He's talking about, he says what we said in the 40th day IHG about the lounge access was great in the community. It's in the retirement travel jumpstart community. A bunch of us were talking about IHG lounge access, going pretty deep on all the particulars of that. And that's the great thing about it is you got questions. There's people that have done it, basically whatever you're looking to do, and they can tell you all the ins and outs of what will work and what will not work. So that was fun. We just love the lounge access. It's been great.
It really does make an enormous difference, not just for the hotels, but also for the airports as well when we're traveling on our big travel days and things like that. That really does. I know it sounds like, oh, what's the big deal having status? What's the big deal of having lounge access? Let me tell you, when you're on the road as much as we are, it is an enormous deal. It changes the entire tone of your travel days.
Let's see. Do you feel sad you can't buy things anymore like souvenirs or gifts?
Absolutely not.
Got tired of it?
I got so tired of crap. Here's the thing is when you start sorting through all of your things, like, to sell off like we did, went through so much of the stuff and I was like, this stuff has been sitting in a box for 3 years. Sealed box in a closet. Why did we purchase this? Like knickknacks and stuff that you buy in other countries, or like, oh, you thought this would be a cool shirt or sweater or blanket, and then you never ended up using it. It just ends up being, kind of junk. So it's better to just maybe not even get into the habit of buying a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. How do you get the newsletter? There should be a link in the description of this live stream. If not, it's definitely on our website, groundedlifetravel.com. There's a box on there.
Yeah.
Do you think, let's see, someone's asking, do you think hotel points still have value with all the airline devaluations? Yeah, I don't think the hotel points have been devalued at all. The airlines have. We don't ever recommend really doing airline point cards because they're just not as good of a deal as the hotel. The benefits are not there. That's why basically all the cards we recommend are hotel cards or like Chase Sapphire Reserve, Chase Sapphire Preferred, Amex Platinum.
Yeah, and then just transferring like those types of points to something like Aeroplan or to a particular airline, as opposed to gathering points in just one airline.
Yeah, because the problem is there's only really 4 or 5 major hotel chains, and a couple of them are really bad right off the bat. So basically, if you're gonna do a hotel credit card, you're gonna end up using IHG and Hyatt. That's the 2 best ones by far. But with an airline, it really is dependent on where you're flying. Like you can't really predict which ones are going to be the best, and you can't really predict which ones are going to have the cheapest price. Like we end up using Air Canada more than any other card, or not card, but points.
Aeroplan. Mm-hmm.
And that's for flying around Asia, because they have so many different partners, and it's so confusing that it's impossible to predict. So we just transfer our Chase points to Aeroplan, Air Canada, if we ever need to book an Air Canada, because we don't have an Air Canada card. Although I think we could get one, which isn't really fair to you Canadians, because we can get an Air Canada card, but they don't let you have our IHG
And somehow
card.
get better point redemptions.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem fair to me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Retired Life saying we're in the community as 2 vegans in Mexico. Okay, so okay, we'll make sure you're in the the community for the cruise then. Let's see. Hey Robert, greetings.
Yes,
Greetings.
welcome.
Yeah, we are going to be announcing every time I see Robert. Because it says Robert in NYC. I say we're going to New York City pretty soon.
Yeah, we are.
It's less than a month away.
Yeah, next few weeks we'll be there.
We will put the meetup dates in the community soon for that. We got to figure out where.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if I may have not put the newsletter sign up in this video, I'll add it afterwards, or it's in probably other videos. But it's definitely on our website, GoneLifeTravel.com. Yeah. So, yeah, David, I do wish Hyatt had more hotels, but they are gaining more.
Yeah.
More and more every day, I think. So. Oh, she sees it, so maybe it is.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Julia.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
There's so many different things. There's always tons of great resources in the description. So if we mention something, there probably is a link down in the description. So make sure you always look down there, because there's all kinds of, we put tons of links in the description of all of our videos, but specifically on these live ones too, and some of the discussions that we have. Sometimes we add them after if something comes up that we hadn't added. So always check the description in the videos and on the lives.
Yeah, I wanted to give you a quick idea of how valuable just getting a couple of cards for your travels could be. And like if I was just to pick 3 cards outside of the IHG one, which I think everybody should have, what would I get? What would we get if we were starting over? Which we're not, because we have all these. But like if I was starting from ground zero today and I wanted to get some amazing hotel status and have an amazing next year of travel, I would say that we would probably both get the Chase Business Inc. card, and that comes with 100,000 Chase points. So right off the bat, let's just say that's 200,000 Chase points that we have. Now, one of us would get it first, and then I would get it, and then I would refer her to the card. So I would get a referral bonus for that. So that's another 20,000 points. So that's 220,000 points now that we have. And then I'd probably get the Hyatt card, and that comes with a welcome offer of 60,000 points. So that would put us at about 280,000 points just from the welcome offers. And you can convert your Chase points to Hyatt. So let's just say once you do your spend, you're going to get some points for that too. You're sitting on about 300,000 Hyatt points, which we are sitting on right now, 300,000 Hyatt points. And if you look at a place like the Hyatt Place, Bangkok, Sukhumvit, generally rated as one of the best Hyatt places in the world, but it's always available for 5,000 points a night. Same thing with the Caption Namba Osaka. Very nice hotel. We're actually staying there later in the year, and it's also 5,000 points a night. So if you had 300,000 Hyatt points, you could stay for 60 nights in one of these hotels, and wouldn't you know it, 60 nights for free would earn you globalist status with Hyatt, and you would get to use that for the rest of the year and all of the next year, and you would be earning all kinds of free night certificates. You would be earning suite upgrades. I think you would get 5 weeks of suite upgrades, which we have used ours for that Shibuya hotel. And it's just an amazing way to do it because you can leverage the fact that you are staying in very inexpensive hotels, because the Osaka Namba and the Bangkok Sukhumvit hotels are super cheap, and even other ones you can get for $40 or $50 in Asia per night, but you're earning all this status that can then be used at the Park Hyatt. Like, so we went to the Park Hyatt Bangkok on one of the free night certificates that we earned at a cheap hihotel, and they upgraded us to a $1,500 a night suite. And that's what's going to happen in Shibuya at the Hyatt House there. We're in a $1,000 a night suite for 24 consecutive nights there because of the certificates that you get by staying in the inexpensive hotels. So it's super easy when you're in Asia to leverage these things. You can stay for a lot of nights really cheap. Just by getting those 3 credit cards, we could do it. And that's actually how we've amassed so many points, is we did get those 3, and then we got some extra referral bonuses too. But it's such a powerful tool to amass the points in inexpensive countries and then use the benefits in more expensive countries. So,
yeah, we were literally just talking about that this morning and at breakfast, just thinking, you know, because the restaurant was full of people, and I saw them, you know, bringing the bill to people and signing and paying with cards or putting on room, and we just have little vouchers that they gave us because we have diamond status now with IHG. They gave us, you know, vouchers for the 2 of us for every day that we're here, and we're just paying with that. And the cool thing, which I haven't seen this before, is that it says that it includes gratuities in the voucher, which I've never seen before. And the wait staff is so nice. They're so extremely helpful knowing that that is the case. So it's not like they're like, oh, forget you, you're not going to give me extra money. That apparently is not a thought for them. They apparently do get something for that because they wait on you just like everybody else. They're extremely kind, very pleasant, very helpful. You know, the first day explaining everything of what we could get, you know, what the difference was and whatnot, what was included, what was not included. And then just, you know, getting us our meals. It was great.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Steve's got a good point here. I haven't seen this one. He's saying he got an IHG targeted offer of 10 nights, and then he'll earn diamond till the end of the year. And they do have these targeted offers. I actually got a targeted offer today. It was a little different than Steve's. It was, let's see, that I was going to get double Elite Night credits for the rest of the year, up to 14. And that would count for my status and for the Milestone Rewards. So that means you could get lounge access even quicker. So I logged in, I accepted that offer. Allie didn't get either of those offers. So basically what I put in one of the communities today was, I put this in the Retirement Travel Jumpstart community forum, that if you haven't checked your IHG offers today, you should jump in and check those. Log into your IHG account and just click offers. They're targeting people today with some pretty good offers, and if you have one, you want to accept it.
Yeah, I do like that IHG does that. They have a lot of different types of offers depending on where you're at. I know obviously I didn't get it because we're close to 100 nights on my IHG account. Yeah. But, you know, we could build that up on yours too and just kind of go back and forth, you know, each year. We don't have to get a status on both every year, but if it works out that way, why not?
Yeah, Starman is saying they got the gold card because it's 4 times points. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the best one to get if you're gonna be in the U.S. That's the best one.
Yeah.
Hey Deborah, Must be late in Kuwait.
Ooh, yeah, it must be late in Kuwait. Or early.
Or early. Yeah. Ty is asking, what if you're doing this solo? I think the same thing still applies. You want to get as many chase points as you can because they can convert to Hyatt. And, you know, you can still do referrals if you're just one person. That's really an easy way to get them. If you talk about it on Facebook, like, hey, I went to this hotel for free, put it on Facebook. You'd be surprised how many people will sign up because they don't really know they don't really know how to do it. So if you show your friends how to do it, you probably will get some referrals for doing that. Let's see. Hey, Engel is staying in Osaka. Caption, Namba, 3,500 points per night. Wow, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's even cheaper than when we're going to be there.
Yeah, that is cheaper than what we're paying.
I think we're
next
paying
year.
5,000 points. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those Category 1 hotels. So they bring up a good point. The example I used earlier of the 60 free nights, you could get those hotels for 3,500 points a night if it's off season, and then you'd be getting like 80 or 90 nights for free, just for getting those 3 cards, which is really amazing. What city is going to be best to maximize my 5 IHG free nights up to 60,000 points each? Now the 60,000 point ones, those are not that bad because that's like 300,000 points worth. But you can't use them in Asia because all the hotels are like 20,000 points. So I would say probably somewhere in the U.S.
Yep.
maybe Europe, but if you take those certificates to Asia, you're gonna lose a lot of value because it's almost impossible to find a hotel.
Yeah.
In Asia that costs 60,000
That's that
points.
many. Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Yeah, we've been able to do that here easily with the ones that you had on your IHG, but
yeah. Hey Dave, Dave Poon is in the chat. Welcome.
Oh, hey Dave. And I'm guessing Nikki is with you too, so hi to Nikki.
Let's see. I haven't ever seen a survey for IHG.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
Deborah's jet lagged.
Oh, that's why you're up early.
I know the feeling well.
We just barely got over ours.
We just got...
so sending you good vibes for getting over your jet lag quickly.
Hey, William. William is in Kuala Lumpur. Welcome to Kuala Lumpur, William. We're not there, but I'm welcoming you to the Traveling Full-Time Club. I know William just started traveling. That's very exciting. So yeah, we were talking... William, if you check the retirement travel Jumpstart community, we were doing a lot of talking on your IHG lounge access post in there today. That's been the big talk. So check that, and check your IHG offers. David William, he's asking about the 175,000 point or the Marriott 5 nights offers. We did get the Marriott 5 night. And I think you got the 175,000 points, but I took the IHG free night offer, and that was a mistake. It was bad. I only got 40,000 certificates. That was terrible. I don't know why I did that.
I don't know why you did it either.
Yeah, that was bad.
I don't know why we said yes to that.
I think I just wanted the card to get the free night, which was worth it, but you could do better. And that's the thing. A lot of people, we've heard a lot of people say that they made a lot of mistakes, like, oh, I got the wrong card, and everybody does that when they're starting out, and that's why we try to we got a lot of videos on the channel to tell you which ones to get and not to get, because it's easy. We made a lot of mistakes when we first started, and later on we're like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. That's another great thing about the communities is people asking they're asking there today, should I get this card? Should I wait? People are answering, so that's always good. Let's see. Valerie, yes, if you transfer Chase points to Hyatt and book rooms with those points, it does count towards your 60 nights for Globalist. In fact, I'm not sure we've really paid for any Hyatt rooms this year. And I'm at 66 nights.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Not cash.
Yeah. Well, I think we paid for cash in Kanazawa, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We did.
But
Yeah, 'cause there was like a really good deal or something right then.
That's the amazing thing is that the points count for your elite status. Let's see, PP for life.
Pretty good.
3,000 points every 2 nights is the offer they got.
I got that one too.
Yeah, I got that one too. I think that one's pretty common. And does that mean you get 6,000 points? So it means if you stay somewhere for 2 nights, they get you 3,000 points back. That's a pretty small offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, David's saying he got that one too. I don't know that everybody got it, but that one's pretty common. If you get one of the other ones, you definitely want to definitely activate it.
Somebody, let's see. Oh, David Rees asked if we had done Singapore Air business class regionally. We did. We did a couple of flights on them. I just did a video on Travel Asia with Allie, and I did the book The Cook, and I got the lamb, and it was so good. I highly recommend that if you like lamb. But I did a whole video on it and showed my meal and everything on that flight. I think that was the one that was, I want to say that was an A380. I can't remember, but it was a big plane. But yeah, we did, and there's a video, but right off the bat, I would say the lamb. Oh, that's good. You like the lamb. So I would do the lamb. It was so good. So tasty.
I did not do the book The Cook.
No, I asked you if you wanted to do the book The Cook, and you said no, thank you.
No, I did not want lamb.
When I pre-booked our meals.
I just took I don't remember what I got on there. It was pretty good.
What did you get? Was it like beef?
It was like
short rib.
It was like a beef short rib. It almost tasted like ramen.
Yeah, it was like a soup, right? Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my book The Cook was really good. I would suggest the book The Cook if you're interested in that.
Yeah, Singapore Airlines was amazing.
It really was.
And a couple of our Singapore, this is the crazy thing that you'll not realize if you've only flown in the US or you've flown, people trying to fly from like US to Europe, it's a lot of points for business class. But within Asia, I think some of those Asia flights were as low as 20,000 points for business class. I think one of them was even 15,000. And it's a pretty good deal. So
yeah, it was nice.
That's not a lot of chase
and
points.
It was pretty much the full service, lie flat seats and everything. And I think all but one of 4 business flights that we did, regional flights, almost all of them had the lie flat seats, which I know sometimes people are concerned about, especially if you have like a really early morning flight and you just want to lay down and sleep. You don't want to be bothered. You can do that on these little regional flights, even if it's just a 2-3 hour flight.
Yeah. Let's see. NNCADI1. Chase points can be converted to Hyatt points. Is there one that can be converted to IHG points? There are, but you really wouldn't want to. You really wouldn't want to convert Chase or Amex points to IHG because they're not worth as much. So IHG points are only worth about a half a cent each. And Hyatt points are worth 2 cents each. So Hyatt points are 4 times more valuable than IHG points just because of the way their pricing is. Like you can get a pretty good Hyatt hotel for not that many points. So yeah, it's never a good idea to transfer anything to IHG. If you need more IHG points, you should just buy them directly from them when they're on sale at 100% match, which could be any time this year. They're just going crazy with their sales this year. So I think there's a link in the description to buy IHG points. If you click it, and I haven't checked today to see what it is today, but if you just log in, they'll tell you what it is for you today. So
yeah, it they do surprise offers every once in a while. Like I would check all the offers all the time. I check them every few days sometimes. If I'm in the app, like if we're staying at an IHG, then I'm in the app because we're checked in that way. But
let's
yeah,
see.
just always be checking because there's all kinds of deals and just sign up for them.
Mel's saying, I can't wait to see new cruise videos from you. We can't wait to make them.
Yeah, we had a whole
We haven't made any, but we filmed them, but we have not edited them.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
haven't gotten around to it because we've been fast traveling.
Yeah, part of it is we're here in Seattle and we didn't want to, like, we only have a few days here and we didn't want to just spend time editing. So
Yeah.
we went to the Mariners game last night. We went to actually the Mariners game and the Seattle Sounders MLS game. I think it's the Sounders. Yeah.
Yes, it is the Sounders. We went to
That was
two
wild.
major sporting events back to back. It's cool because the two stadiums are side by side. So we left the baseball game a little bit early and walked over to the soccer game, and it was really fun. I think that was our first live soccer match. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of our daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of amoeba ball, as I like to call it when they're 3.
Yeah. Our daughter is riding Amtrak next month, so
She is, you guys.
you
She and her boyfriend are riding up to San Francisco. So she's excited. She's gonna be on Amtrak, and I think she's gonna be doing a video about it. Now her YouTube channel is about books, about reading, and so she's going to be reading on the Amtrak trip. So we'll see how much she reads because they're going to be on the most beautiful portion of the Coast Starlight from LA to San Francisco. I wonder how much she's actually going to read because those views are stunning and it's hard to keep your eyes off that window looking out.
let's see. Yeah, we're back in the U.S., Brian. Oh, my mouse has died. That's bad. Gotta charge this
Yes,
thing up.
we're in Seattle, Washington. I think somebody asked where were we.
Yeah, Nancy, or Francis Travel Age with Allie is where the video is. So,
Yes.
Let's see. Are American Express points worth more than Hyatt? So that's a good question. They're kind of similar. I kind of feel like Chase points and Hyatt are basically the same at about 2 cents. And I think American Express, a lot of people, it's about the same. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. American Express, Chase, and Hyatt are all right around 2 cents. But you can't convert American Express to Hyatt. You can only convert Chase to Hyatt. So that's why we generally use our Chase points. We basically send them all to Hyatt. And your American Express points, we send them all to whatever we're getting our flights on. So that's how American Express points we use for business class, Chase points we use for Hyatt. That's basically the best use, right?
Yep. That is, and that's what we do all the time.
Yes, Amanda. Yeah, we're coming to New York City next month, so we are gonna be announcing a meetup there at some point. Once we figure it out.
Once we figure it out, yeah, we've been talking about it. We'll have more time. We'll be doing some driving too. We're actually, guys, I'm a little bit nervous because we're renting a car and it has been probably a year and a half since either of us have driven a car. Yeah. So we're getting a rental car for the next month. So that's going to be interesting. Hopefully, we're going to be mostly outside of big cities until later on next month.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell
to Chicago.
I forgot to tell the Shibuya Hihouse trick.
Oh.
Okay, so this was interesting. If you go on Hyatt and you click on, just pull up Tokyo, and you'll see all the hotels. Shibuya Hihouse will be one of them. But if you click on any other hotel in Tokyo, click on it, and then there's a little thing that says View Points Calendar. If you click that, it'll show you the whole calendar for which nights you can book for how much, and you'll be able to plan it all out really easily. But if you click on Shibuya Hyatt House, it will not show it. There is no points calendar thing. There's no link to it. It won't show it. So what you can do though is when you're hovering over Shibuya initially, each hotel, Hyatt hotel, has a 5-letter code, and I think the Tokyo ones are like TYO and then 2 other letters, or TY and 3 letters, something like that. All you have to do is hover over the Shibuya hotel, and you'll see what the 5-letter code is for it, and then you click on the points calendar of a different hotel, and then just replace it in the URL with the Shibuya code, and miraculously, a Shibuya calendar will pop up. And then you'll be able to tell very easily when you can get them for 12,000, 15,000, or 18,000, and how far out you can book. And then you just want to basically, we've been booking Shibuya hotels this whole last month. So every time a new 7-day slot opens, we immediately book it. And we've gotten 24 days in a row in a suite doing that. So if you just book basically as far out as you can, which right now would be next October, you should be able to book Shibuya and then immediately call in to the Globalist line and have them apply your suite night upgrade. And then that way, basically for 12,000 points, you'll be staying in a $1,000 a night suite for as long as you want in Shibuya. So that's how we did it. It's pretty cool. We have 24 nights in a 1-bedroom suite in Shibuya. That's going to be amazing. So we're pretty excited.
Yeah. And then somebody was asking about the airlines, I think, catching up again. But Star Alliance is the one that's mostly through Aeroplan, which is generally the one that we've been using because a lot of the airlines that we use when we're in Asia are in Star Alliance, and so that works out the best for us. So it just kind of depends on where you're going to be, which grouping, family of airlines is best for you, but that's the one that works the best for us.
Let's see, Vicky's saying, I think Vicky's talking about buying points. Yeah, 150,000 points for 1,500 is not, that's just normal price.
Yeah.
The sale price for 150,000 points would be $750. And then Jason's asking, is there a benefit to purchasing Aeroplan points? There is. They're on sale right now, I think, too. If you're going to book, I wouldn't purchase them just to like sit on them, but if you're going to book, like if we're booking flights in Asia, we almost always use Aeroplan. It's the wildest thing, but like you can book EVA Airlines and Singapore Air through Aeroplan, and they're usually the cheapest, so that's why. But if you're gonna book a flight and you need them, that is what we would use, Aeroplan.
Yeah, which seems to work out pretty good for the most part.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we don't. Joseph's asking, how do you book the air travel? We don't book them through the portal. What we do is we go on pointsya.com.
Pointsya, Y-E-A-H.
And you just put your flight in there. Like you want to go from, say, Tokyo to Hong Kong, and it'll show you which airline is the cheapest, and then it'll show you which credit cards you can transfer to that airline for. So it'll show you like Tokyo to Hong Kong on Singapore Air is going to be 20,000 points, and it'll show you can use Chase points to transfer. So then basically, and then actually it's through Aeroplan is the one you're transferring it to. So then we'll just transfer our Amex points to Aeroplan and book it right on Aeroplan's website. So we almost always book on Aeroplan or Life Miles. Those are the two that we end up transferring to the most. But you don't book them on the Amex portal. You transfer your Amex points to Aeroplan or Life Miles or one of those programs and book it that way. Let's see. Ted, yeah, it does make your head spin. But it is worth it to get the suite. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the level of excitement that Rob gets for discovering some of these things. One day he was just, I could tell he was just waiting to tell me something when I came back to the room.
What did I get?
I was like, what is happening? I could tell by the look on his face. And he was like, you will not believe what I have just discovered. And that was when he discovered how to get the points calendar for that Hihouse in Shibuya. He was like, look at what I found. It's like he discovered gold. He was pretty happy with that. It is a really good hack though. So, I mean, I'm impressed.
Hey Jeff, welcome. No boarding vlogs. Yeah, go check Jeff out. He's got a lot of cruise videos coming out too. gonna be on the cruise with us in Mexico too. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of cruise YouTubers from the community on that cruise, and we'll be among them. Maybe by then we'll be motivated to get
We'll
our
be doing videos again.
Yeah, I think we will. We're gonna have cruise videos coming up very soon. People want to talk more about Aeroplan.
Oh.
So yeah, Aeroplan is the Air Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Air Canada loyalty program.
Star Alliance. Mm-hmm.
But basically, these airlines like Air Canada, you can book basically anyone in the alliance through their website, and they tend to have the best rates. So when you're booking flights in Asia, you're going to find that Air Canada, for whatever reason, has the cheapest business class tickets and the lowest fees. That's the main part of it, is like it's 20,000 points, but it's only like $59 in fees, and that's Canadian. So that's a deal. So
you convert that to US, that's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal. Yeah, we were in Canada last week, and I was like, man, everything's so expensive. And I was like, it's Canadian.
It's Canadian, not US. We gotta convert this. So like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's just link for Aeroplan. It's just Air Canada. I don't know if the link is Aeroplan or Air Canada.
I don't know.
If you Google Air Canada Aeroplan, it's AEROPLAN, Aeroplan. It'll come up. Yeah, David's saying they have more partnerships than any other airline in the world, even some outside of Star Alliance. Yeah, we've basically transferred all of our points to them. So yeah, and if you want to like get deep in points, like Deb was saying, there should be a certificate program. We do have, on our in our retirement travel jumpstart course, we do go over all the programs and like what the best use of them are. And then in the community, people are always asking questions on what should I do with this, what should I do with this, and it does save people tons and tons of money because you can really save a lot of money using points, like thousands of dollars. Like our suites in Shibuya, that's worth $24,000.
Crazy.
Yeah, we would never get that. So
I would never pay that.
Yeah, so it is a lot though, and it does take a lot of, like when you're first new to it, if you don't have someone guiding you, you're gonna make a ton of mistakes, and that's the value of the community. It's just being able to ask, should I do this? Should I do that? And we learn from people all the time, like, hey, I've never been here. Should I do this? What do you think about this card? What do you think about this? What should we do? And it's just, that's because our very first credit card that we got was like the biggest mistake one we ever made. And then
I did a whole video about that.
Yeah, I think the first two cards we got were both bombs. And so
not good.
Not good. And so we've learned a lot since then. Yeah, it does take a village, David.
It does. We're all in this together.
And I'm happy David's a part of that village because he's giving us a lot of good information in the community. So.
That's right.
So yeah, that's good. Let me see if there's other things that I was missing to say.
Yes.
I did want to say that, yeah, I've said most of that stuff. But it's not too late, I think, to shore up your status for 2025. If I was, check your status, check how many nights you have, because definitely check if you're coming in late and you haven't seen. Log into your IHG account and click offers. A lot of people today are saying they're getting some pretty good offers. I got a really good offer. I think Steve got a great offer in the chat here. A lot of people are getting the 3,000 points for 2 nights. That's a good offer, but it's not a great offer.
That's the one that I got.
That's the one that Allie got.
It wasn't as good as the one you got.
That's not that exciting, but
but you have platinum status. I have diamond status. I wonder if if that makes a difference to what they offer to each one or not.
Yeah, I haven't stayed at any IHGs yet this year. That's, I think, part of it.
Yeah, because we've been doing it all on mine. Maybe that's why. Maybe
yeah.
it does have to do with that.
I think sometimes they try to like entice you to come to the hotel.
They're like,
Whereas they can look
free
at your
nights.
account and they know you already have like 40 nights booked.
And I already have nights booked.
They're like, we don't need to give her anything. She's already coming.
She's already gonna do it.
Yeah. But yeah, the benefits of the status have been. I mean, I wish we could show you the suite. We're in Seattle.
Yeah.
We have a Skyline Space Needle View Junior Suite, and it was just booked on points, and we applied the suite upgrade.
Confirmable suite upgrade, and they were more than happy to give that to us. And then they gave us the free breakfast because they don't have a lounge at this Crown Plaza. So yeah, it's been really nice.
Yeah, if you're coming in late, we did talk about we are doing a group trip for the Retirement Travel Jumpstart course. Da Nang, Vietnam, not Mexico. Da Nang, Vietnam next year, next May. It's end of May, beginning of June. And so it's going to be an amazing meetup for a week. Quite a few people have already booked it, and we're excited to be there with you.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun.
Just have a great time there.
And
Sharing
it's such
stories.
a beautiful place.
Does lounge access at IHG restart each year? Yes, it does. You have to earn it each year. So if you earn it, like say you earn it today, you would get it for the rest of this year and then all of next year. But then next year, you would have to earn it for the next year. If that makes sense.
Yes.
And it is by year, so it resets every January 1st it resets.
Yeah, and there's no way around that. So like, if you have Diamond and you get those rollover nights for status, they don't apply towards lounge access. So you have to do the 40 regardless to get that lounge access.
Yeah, so that's right. It is, but definitely that one and the Hyatt Globalist are our two favorites by far. Gotten the most value. We've barely stayed at Hilton. We've barely stayed at Marriott.
Yeah.
And really nothing else.
Yeah, Hilton, it's just we've been using the free nights that we get there, and because you get the Diamond status anyways with the Hilton card, then that's nice because we have gotten really good suite upgrades with that. But it's just, you're just not finding as many. Like I said earlier, for Marriott, same thing with Hilton. You just don't see as many great, deals or offerings as far as rooms and lounges and upgrades and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Hyatt and IHG have been the two standouts, and which we learned that from where we started this journey at the beginning of the year to try to get the highest status on, the four major brands. We just kind of learned along the way, like, okay, you see a lot of options here, but you don't see a lot of options here. You see some here, and just kind of go with that.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate, if you're doing this, Asia, it's gonna be the place. Like, we've been just like crazy dumbfounded at the prices that we've been paying this week. Like, I think I just bought this water in the store. Anybody know how much this water cost me? I almost just told Allie to pay because I couldn't look. We went into like a mini mart place, and the whole store did not have prices on anything. And I was like, there's no prices on anything. This is gonna be just horrible. Like, if you're in the US,
people are already guessing.
They're just setting me up for I was like, you just pay, I'm gonna go outside. I can't even watch.
He was like, don't tell me how much.
Because although last night at the Mariners game, I think the water was $5.69, which was, the tickets were $7. That was crazy.
So how much did you pay for this water?
I think it was like $3.29, which for America maybe not that bad, but
however,
I was thinking in Thailand this water is 12 baht. That's for the fancy one. The cheaper water is 9 baht or 7 baht. That's like 30 something cents. So Every single thing we've been buying, it's just like flashback. How much would this be in Thailand? And it's like 80% less, no matter what we do. So
Oh
it's
my
just
goodness, yeah. And we probably won't go see a movie while we're here, even though there's a couple movies I want to see. I was like,
Ooh.
let's just wait until we get back to Asia.
Don't go see a movie.
Especially if you
Yeah.
guys saw, I just did the video about the bed movie theater that we went to in Thailand. It's on Travel Asia with Ali YouTube channel. I did the video. I think it published this last Saturday of the bed cinema. You could go see what it costs to get the bed cinema and watch the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie. It was so crazy. It's what we paid less for the 2 tickets for the bed. All you can eat popcorn, all you can eat drinks and snacks, and it was less than we paid for one meal here.
Yeah, and breakfast this morning, like I said, the waiter said the normal bill for breakfast is $42 per person. And so the buffet was like $29, then drinks, tax, all that. It's $42. And I said, I can't think of a meal I had in the last year that was $42. And we went out for like our anniversary, like fancy Brazilian steakhouses. It's crazy. So it is crazy. It's been even worse than I thought.
But at least we're making up for it with these hotel rooms paying for with points, and at least like getting meals in some of them. Like in San Francisco, we were only like the afternoon tea was very light, so it wasn't really a lunch like in some places. But you got the full breakfast, which we ate at the restaurant each morning, and the cocktail hour was actually dinner. So that took care of 2 meals. So we were only getting like, we would buy like one lunch, like one, and then just kind of split it. Cause the food portions are really big too. So it's like, I can't finish this whole thing. You can't finish the whole thing. So we just end up splitting one. We end up doing that a lot of the time anyways, just because it's so much food.
Yeah, it is crazy, but
Yeah.
we actually saved a lot of money because basically our whole trip was we've been on IHG points in the U.S. Yeah, Ted, that's what we watched at the bed movie theater. We watched Deadpool.
We did Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, and
it was good.
It's so wild there. I was like, you walk into a movie theater in Bangkok, and it's like, what kind of movie theater do you want to go to? There's like, like in the U.S., you walk into the movie theater, and it's like, well, go to a movie theater.
That's it.
Like, you want to go to number 1, number 2, number 3. In Bangkok, it's like, well, do you want to go to the one with beds? Do you want to go to the one where they give you massages? Do you want to go to the... Last time we were there, they had a CBD movie theater. Like, I was like, what in the world? You can't even think of the stuff that they think of. I didn't go in that one, but
yes,
they definitely had it.
Yes, RM, we were in the Bay Area recently,
the Bay
so
Area.
we know. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It was tough in the Bay Area.
It's a good thing we like America.
we did have the lounge access at the Intercontinental. So yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, so it's been fun. We've really enjoyed our time back in America. We've already been to 2 baseball games. It is good to be back. But man, they jacked the prices up.
They really got us.
Retirement Life Mexico. How do I sign up? Retired Life Mexico. How do I sign up for the retirement course? There is a link in the description to this video. Should be a link to both of the courses, and then there's a bundle for if you want both of them. Then you can save some money doing that too. Jean loves the Dodgers. Let's see.
You know, it's funny.
The Tigers.
When our daughter moved, we're from Atlanta, so we were all kind of Braves fans too. Well, I grew up a Braves fan because I grew up in Florida, but we didn't have a baseball team when I was a kid. So I grew up on watching the Braves on TBS. And so I became a Braves fan, but I'm also a Mets fan because I was born in New York City and my dad was a Mets fan. Anyways, our daughter moved. She's a big baseball fan also. With us, we're all baseball fans, but she moved to LA and her favorite Braves player got traded to the Dodgers. So she became a big Dodgers fan really quickly because Freddie Freeman came to play for the Dodgers. So she was so excited that they were going to be there. So she became a Dodgers fan real quick.
Someone just asked.
Thank you, Nancy. Yes, let's go Mets. Although it doesn't
No.
look so good for us this year.
That's we're going Tigers this year. I can say that. It's Michigan's year. Look, we won college football. We're gonna make the playoffs. Do you like durian? Is what Michael wants to know.
Oh, do I like durian? You know, I have tried it a variety of ways, and I just have not been able to build up the affinity for it. I've tried, and I eat almost anything, but it's not my favorite. I won't not eat it, but I won't actively seek out to try to eat it. If that makes sense. I think it's just something you either like or you don't. Our friend who is Thai, who lives in Bangkok, she absolutely loves durian. She is always talking about durian. She's always talking about getting durian. So I think it's just, but I've met other Thai people who are like, I don't like durian. It just depends. I think it's just your palate. It's like with spicy, you know, some people can do it, some people cannot. I think it just depends, right?
Yeah, I've never had it, and I don't plan on it.
It's not on his list. I see Francisco asked if we ever go to Latin America. Yes, many times. We have done that tons of times, and we do love Latin America. Obviously, it's quite easy for us in Latin American countries because I'm fluent in Spanish, so it makes it real easy for us to get around and do things in those countries, and we can do more off the beaten path type things in Latin American countries and in the Caribbean, where my family is from. But we've been spending a lot of time in Asia because we absolutely just love it there.
Yeah, we do. Oh, Robert's a Badger fan. I don't mind the Badgers. They're good people. Wisconsin.
Oh, RM loves durian. Wow.
I'm not gonna try durian.
There you go.
No. There's like signs all over Bangkok. You can't bring durian on the metro. Because of the smell. So.
Yes, brown-eyed girl. That's the other one. Some people think cilantro tastes like soap, and
no,
it's just your palate. Yeah, I've heard that from people, and I just can't envision that because I absolutely love cilantro. I mean, I grew up eating cilantro in a lot of the food that my mom would make, and so I love cilantro taste and stuff. I actually sometimes in the grocery store I may kind of rub my fingers on a leaf so I can smell it because it smells so good. I'm actually really happy that I can get it in Bangkok because they use it there too for a lot of stuff, and so it's nice to be able to get it to make some fresh foods too.
Small cap trader has 250K and wants to move abroad. Where should I start? Bangkok. That's the place. That's always the answer. The answer to most questions is Bangkok.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good visa options there too.
Yeah, and you can try Vietnam too.
And I think, did somebody ask where they could get the course? The link for the retirement travel Jumpstart course should be in the description down below. I think the YouTube course is down there too. Like I said, there's a ton of resources down in the description. So if we talked about something, there's a really good chance there's a link in the description, including our daughter's YouTube channel.
Yeah, check her out if you want to. Let's see. Don't go to Asia if you don't like cilantro.
It's not in everything, but they do use it.
Red Sox fan, yeah.
Girl.
We did go to we went to Fenway.
Yeah, it was actually really fun.
It was fun.
We actually had a really good time there. Even though neither of us is a Red Sox fan, we did enjoy it.
I got a good picture there. I like that.
Oh yeah, you did.
Let's see.
All right, last few. You want to do rapid fire?
Yeah, we'll try to finish these up.
If there's any more.
Get your questions in real quick, and we'll try to get it in before we gotta go eat dinner still. Sapphire Reserve member, 60,000 miles, soon have 60,000 points. Want to go to Cancun and Europe? Should I just now buy? Yeah, I think it just depends on the pricing for if you want to use your points. You just want to only use the points if it's a better price than the cash price, and that's the real trick. And so just always compare those, and you can buy points. If the points is a better price, you can buy them also to add to that. So go Yankees. We're not even going to acknowledge that. I just did.
Although we just watched them play last night.
Play Mariners.
And they played this afternoon to finish out their series. Actually, we were walking in town here yesterday, and we walked right past the hotel where apparently the Yankees were staying, and we didn't know that. And there was like a crowd of people like right by the door, and we were like, why is this crowd of people just standing in front of this hotel for absolutely no reason? Like, we're looking around, but there was a big, like, coach bus sitting out in front of the thing. And I was like, oh, maybe they're waiting to get on the bus or whatever, because it's a big tour. Well, it wasn't. They were waiting for the Yankees players to come out of the hotel so they could, take their picture and get signatures and stuff like that, because they all had like hats and balls and, their markers and stuff. So we happened upon, who did we see, Giancarlo?
We saw Giancarlo Stanton, yeah.
That's the only one we saw, because we didn't really hang around for very long, since we're not Yankees fans.
For some reason, he came out like 10 minutes earlier to the bus than everybody else.
Everyone else was still in a meeting.
And then we just, I don't think...
Well, he didn't play.
He didn't play that night, so that was interesting. Let's see. I got lost here. Are you going back to Atlanta? Yes, we are. We're going back.
Yes, we're going to go see
some people.
your mom and dad.
Have we tried After You in Bangkok? No.
Not yet, but I have heard of it. I just haven't been there. I think when we get back later this year, I will make it move it to the top of my list to go.
Live on Sunday. We're going to be driving Sunday.
Yeah.
We're going to be driving.
No driving and living.
Driving through South Dakota. It would just be me, like, showing Allie driving, probably.
It would look like this.
Yeah. So yeah, probably no live Sunday. We'll do one next week, but we have to figure out when, because it depends. We got a lot of stuff we got to take care of next week, and so we'll see how that all goes.
Yeah,
and
how we can work it in.
Update you guys on what we're doing, because it's going to be interesting. Lori, need to start a YouTube channel, struggling with coming up with a niche. The course would be for you if you don't have it, because
that's the very first lesson.
Several lessons are how to pick your niche, what is a good niche, and we even go over a bunch of niches and tell you why they're good and why they're bad, because that is really the most important thing, is picking your niche. Joseph says slow travel in Malaysia. Yes, we've done it many times. It's amazing. William is there right now, I think. So you can ask him about that too. But yeah, we were in Malaysia last November. That's actually where Allie had surgery. Mm-hmm. That's why we went there, was to try to get surgery, and it worked.
Well, to try to get answers, and then I ended up with surgery. They took a major part of my body away.
You go to Malaysia and you start asking questions. You'd be like, you have surgery.
They
3
give
days
you
later.
answers.
Yeah, you're done. You are done. Jeffrey just finished the course. It's excellent. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Chase Premier or Business Inc. Premier. I think, is Premier the no fee card? So if it is, I think you're talking about the Chase Business Premier. If it is, that's a good card, but you have to have one of the other Chase cards in order to transfer your points. So you have to have either the Business Inc. or the Chase Software Reserve, or one like that you can transfer points with. If you just have the Chase Premier, you can't transfer the points. But if you have the Chase Software Reserve and the Premier, then you can transfer your Premier points. So it depends on what you already have. Yes, Robert. We're gonna definitely be talking about the New York City meetup. So we will get in touch with you probably in the next few weeks. As we're driving across the country towards you tomorrow, or no, in a couple days, we'll be talking heavily about New York. So
yeah. All right, last few. Anything else? I think we covered all the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's time for dinner. Actually, yeah. So that's the thing. The Chase Business Inc. doesn't charge. The Inc. does not charge for international. The other one, the no fee one, does charge international. Yeah. So the Inc. is probably the better, because it's only like a $95 or $99 fee. So I would get the Inc. All things being equal. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. We're going to get dinner. You guys have a good night.
All right.
And we will tell you when we're going to go live again next week.
Yeah.
Sometime.
We'll try to do it more in advance. All right, guys. Have a great evening, afternoon, or